This goes out to Margie, who's taking her AP Government exam on Tuesday. Hey there, students. I'm going to talk to you a little bit about linkage institutions, which are key to understanding politics and elections and all of that kind of stuff for AP Government. So our form of government is a democratic republic, and so we influence the government primarily through elections. Now, the reason for that is because we are not a direct democracy. We are a large nation full of busy people. We simply don't have time to participate directly in the government. So we do this through elections. But the thing is that we need a link in order to vote and influence our government. And so this is where linkage institutions come in. As far as those linkage institutions go, we have elections, the media, political parties, and interest groups. So first of all, elections. We influence government through periodic elections. But we are naturally disconnected. We have no idea what's going on without the help of these three other linkage institutions. So how can we effectively participate? How do we connect? Now, first of all, the media is our way of knowing what's going on. So whether you watch the nightly news, whether you watch cable news, whether you've watched some of these debates, the debates have been really something this time around. Whether you get on Twitter or whether you read news on the internet or go to a news aggregator like Huffington Post or the Drudge Report or something like that, when you do these things, you know what's going on. So without the media, we would just be kind of feeling around in the dark trying to figure out what's going on in the political world. But thanks to the media, we can know what's going on. Now, as far as then, how do we get together with like-minded groups of people? So then we have political parties, which we have a two-party system in the United States, and we get together to build coalitions to elect candidates. Because if we went and just wrote in votes and that sort of thing, it would just go nowhere. How does one person make their voice heard? So political parties help us to build coalitions. They help to recruit candidates. So the local party chair, when a state legislative seat's open, or maybe there's a congressional seat or something like that, that the political party recruits candidates and asks, do you want to run? And if you want to run, then the party can support you. If you get the party's nomination, then you will have that party's support. Now, of course, we'll see if that holds true with Donald Trump in the fall. Now, that's the other thing, that when it comes down to it, that political parties are all about branding. Although candidates who are part of the same party may differ on some issues, they generally share common ground on key issues. Now, that's what's going on with the Republican Party is in a bit of a crisis right now, because really, what is the Republican brand? That there are so many factions in the Republican Party, and of course the Democratic Party also has its factions, but I think that's been very clear with the Republicans this time around. Like, what does it really mean to be a Republican? What are the principles of the Republican Party? They're kind of having to hash that out right now. So then we move on to interest groups, and that's where we get into issue advocacy. Parties are about building coalitions to elect candidates to office by people who may be somewhat like-minded, but not necessarily. Now, when it comes down to it, there are some issues that may transcend political parties. And so I can work with a party to get candidates elected. How do I make sure that certain issues get on the policy agenda? So interest groups can raise money. My money by itself may not do a whole lot, but if I make a contribution to an interest group and millions of other people are making contributions to the same interest group, then they can hire lobbyists, they can advertise, they can do things to advocate those issues that I care about, whether those issues be guns, whether the issue be labor, or maybe education. I'm a teacher. Maybe I'll join an education interest group that will advocate for my positions regarding that issue. So again, our linkage institutions are elections, the media, political parties, and interest groups. And if you got something out of this and want to learn more about history and government and politics, feel free to subscribe to my channel, TomRichey.net, my website, Twitter, Instagram, and all of that kind of stuff. And thank you to the Noun Project for all of these great icons that were used in this video. Until next time.